What's up? What's up? What's
What
up?
up?
We back. What's up, everybody who's logging in, who's plugging in? It's been a while. It's been a while. What's up, T?
I'm alright, Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to it. We are connected. This is the Geeks Connect show with myself, your favorite host, your favorite geek, your favorite everything, your yonke into. It's Tiani right here, chilling with Misho.
What's up, everyone? We here. We back. It's been a while. Tiani, you look so weird with those glasses, dude. Like, what's going on?
Seasonal change thing.
Seasonal changing.
Yes. And we are joined in studio by Furu.
No, that's not a proper intro. Give it an intro. Give it a proper intro.
Furu.
Hello, guys.
Yeah, that's proper.
That's what it is.
For those who are joining us live on Facebook, that's Furu there.
Hello,
you can say
guys.
hi to her.
I hope you're doing well.
Yeah, we'll plug it also on Instagram. We're gonna go live on Instagram on the Geek Culture account. We're ready for action. What's up?
Yeah, this is the show that connects you to innovation platforms, structures, tools, fellow geeks, users. Taking you through the tech ecosystem in South Africa. It's been long since we have been live here on the show. It's been a long time. A lot has happened. A lot of various activities have been taking place.
Yeah, it's Feb. It feels like we're in October.
Yeah.
Because of the activities that have been happening. So we'll definitely keep you guys up to date, and that's the whole point of today. So Sydney, to answer your question, today we're freestyling.
Yeah.
We're freestyling. We're catching up on everything. We're letting you guys know what's happening from today until we meet again next week.
Yeah, but first let's start off with some of the activities that have been happening. We lost some people. We have a resignation of a president. We have a new president. It's all weird, hey? In the same year, we've lost Bra Eddie, Bra Mang. And an interesting thing that happened, immediately after Bra Eddie passed on, I got a call from one of our service providers. The taxi drivers, the guys who normally transport guys to hackathons, because we like supporting our taxi drivers, right? So I get a text from this guy. He says, "Sure, Bratiani." I panicked. I literally panicked. Someone is starting to call me Bratiani. I must admit I was worried about that. So I had to quickly jump to the girl next door and then ask her, do my eyes look okay? Feel my heartbeat. Do they look okay? And then I gave her a list of object-oriented terms and say, ask me these terms. What does polymorphism mean? What is the class? What is what? And I could answer that, and that's why I felt a sense of relief.
So, ladies and gentlemen, this is Tiani. He's very different, very special guy. Really hope the girl next door is doing fine. How is she?
She's all right.
She's all right.
Yeah.
So we all alive. If you are bra out there, you also alive.
Yes. Of course, we did have the resignation of our beloved President Zuma. We have a new president now, Mr. Ramaphosa. You are vendor, right?
Yes.
So yeah,
Maybe let's talk a bit of tech in Venek. Let's switch things up. It's a Furu, can you just greet us in your language?
Ndi macheloni vhathu vho vuwa hani nṋe ndo vuwa zwavhuḓi. Zwa zwino ro dzula hafha noni ri khou amba nga ha technology. So athi ḓivhi zwa ri nga Tshivenḓa ndi nga to zwi vheisa hani, mara technology ndi zwithu zwine zwa lulamisa vhutshilo vhune ra vha ri khou tshila hone. So zwa zwino ndi nga to ri kha vhathu vhoṱhe nda ri ari ve vhathu vhane ra vha vho dzudzanyaho vhane vha kona u pfesesa zwe ri shango ḽi khou tshila ḽi tshi yela nga gai, in a way that zwa zwino ro no vha na mupresidente ane a vha vho Cyril Ramaphosa, so na riṋe ri vha ri khou ḓiudza nga zwezwo.
Okay. What do you do, by the way, Furu?
Nṋe ndi shuma u ita dzi website nga Tshivenḓa. I do web.
Just your background. What did you study? What do you do every day?
Oh, okay. Ndo ita computer engineering.
Guy.
Tshwane University of Technology.
Okay.
ḓuvha na ḓuvha ndi vuwa ndi tshi ya innovation hub ndi tshi swika innovation hub ndi swika nda dzula ofisini ya dza mlab nda shumela vhathu vha agriculture ndi vha ndi khou vha itela dzi website usiku na masiari ndi sa eḓeli.
Sure.
Ndi attenda na dzi hackathon.
Okay. Yes. For those who have just tuned in, you're not listening to that station that has a name Para in it. You are tuned into the Geeks Connect show. It's all geeky things, all tech things. We're looking at the health of the South African tech ecosystem. We're looking at the health of the innovation ecosystem, and to make sure that we remain competitive. The State of the Nation address by the new president sort of like gave hope. A lot of digital programs have been outlined. Yesterday we heard also on the budget speech that data will fall by August.
Yeah, so a lot of technology and so far now there are data technology issues. That's what we're going to be addressing. So we want to know, what do you guys think about the new change that's coming? It's a new change, or whatever you want to call it. How do we prepare ourselves so that we are all connected, so we are all playing in this space?
Yeah, I think it has to be appreciated that the new president actually reads his speech out of an iPad. I think we're sort of like upgrading. We're changing, so it's nice to see this adaptation to technology, and of course we do want all of our government structures, institutions to adhere to the growth of technology. But it also brings in another aspect of excitement. I read 2 days ago there's a tablet for Nintendo Switch, if I'm not mistaken. Hackers managed to hack into that and then completely changed it into a Linux iPad.
No, that's quite interesting. While you're talking about that, I saw a tweet yesterday. They say some guy at some municipality or district was not happy with the way they treated him, and he decided to hack the system where he was working, and now obviously is under investigation and whatnot. But yeah, this is the technology area, the digital area. People should get ready because it's about to get serious. I mean, if the guys at the top are starting to talk about it, sometimes they don't know what they're talking about. But you're going to be hearing a lot of 4.0.
In the fourth industrial revolution.
Yes,
and you're fourth industrial revolution.
You're going to hear almost in every conference you'll be going to, digital. So yes, guys, let's get digital, whatever it might mean.
Do you know what will be fun? If we manage to hack into the president's iPad as is reading, and then we just put it there, and then start reading, Madam Speaker, I hereby demand and call on all the service providers with immediate effect to make the data fall. And also, in the interest of all the geeks in South Africa, I declare that hackathons must not only give shirts, but they must also give trousers. you know how sensitive I am on that issue. We must not only get shirts, we must also get.
So you want us to look like? Okay, let's carry on.
That is what the geek culture is all about.
You know, when you talk about that, I have to say this. I'm from Cape Town. Well, I'm not from Cape Town. Basically, I just came back from Cape Town. And one of the things that I picked up from this, right, is the sense of culture.
Okay.
The sense of a startup culture, the sense of a tech culture. And it made me really, wonder, what is the ideal, or what is the geek culture? So to all you guys out there listening who say you are geeks, right, what is the geek culture? How would you say or define a geek culture, basically?
Yes, what is your geek culture?
What is your geek culture? I like this. So let us know, what is your geek culture? Use the hashtag GeeksConnect and join and let us know what your geek culture is.
Yes, do connect with us, ladies and gentlemen, at Brand Live Radio, hashtag GeeksConnect at Geek Culture. We're on Facebook, we're LinkedIn, we're YouTubing, we are on Twitter, we're everywhere. Instagramming as well, yeah.
Just to make Robin feel a little better and everybody else who was listening. So Furu, this young lady here, was just doing an intro, basically talking about a little bit of technology and what she does in terms of her background and her feel on the new space we're going on. I'm pretty sure lots of you guys picked up the president's name somewhere here and there.
Ramaphosa.
Yes, so she was just doing an intro around that and her thoughts. But yeah, we'll make sure you guys understand going forward.
Yes. Speaking of things going forward, last week we were at a progressive hackathon. It was breathtaking, I think. Woman Up Hack.
Yeah. Women Up Hackathon. Yeah, it was different. It was very, very interesting. I like the ending also as well. I like the midnight activities.
Of course you do.
Yeah, so tell us a little bit about Women Up.
Yes. So the Woman Up Hack was quite interesting. It was organized by the African Federation for Women and Girls Sexual Rights and Health in Africa. So basically the hackathon aimed at using technology to advance women's sexual health and rights.
Yeah.
And a couple of techies came together to build solutions. There were about 6 challenges presented, and one of them was from Nigeria. So they were addressing a solution in terms of this area in Nigeria where women practice home birth, and you find that there's a high mortality rate in that sense. And they do not have any knowledge, and they have this fear of technology, and they have this fear of modern science and modern medical solutions. So this solution was there to at least ease down on the fear of embracing more modern technologies and health facilities, and basically aiming to eradicate the mortality rate as far as home births are concerned.
Yeah.
So that solution was actually developed, and it looked at issues of helping women easily track the what do they call them? The trimesters, the semesters, this terms. What
is trimesters?
Trimesters within the pregnancy period. I don't know that, okay? I never wanted to go into the medical space. I'm scared of blood. Anyway, yeah. And there were other solutions in there as well. It was a really interesting hackathon powered by CETA. Were there as well. Yeah.
I mean, before we even go far, I just want to say props to CETA. The way they jumped into the hackathon, the way they fully supported the hackathon was really amazing. And it was great to see them and to work with them. Now, the nice thing about with the teams is some of those solutions, CETA wants to have a conversation with the winners to see what can they do in terms of taking these ideas forward. And that's what we want to really see with hackathons this year. There's a huge debate about hackathons, whether they should stop and are they a waste of time.
I don't know. The hackathons must not stop. That's where you get the radical skills transformation. You get to come and put your skills to use and gain some more.
Fudu, why do you go to hackathons?
Actually, hackathons, they do connect you. That's the first thing. And then the second thing, you get to learn what other people are doing out there.
Yeah.
And what I can add is that you learn new technologies when you're there. So I can't actually support the fact that hackathons must fall.
No, hackathons are for me, there's 2 elements to it. Yes, we should go to hackathons, and if there's 10 teams, at least let's look into getting 2 of those teams to have products that eventually go to market. Let's start working on that. But hackathons are also a great place to find new talent. Because people are not just sending in CVs anymore. You're literally seeing them work.
Of course.
You see them work under pressure. You see them learn new stuff within a few hours, and they start applying this new stuff. So you get to see the real people that are really coming up with the solution. So for me, hackathons it's great. They should carry on. we really need more hackathons.
Yes, and of course there's that issue of social relevancy as well.
Yeah.
You need to get minds together, to come together and say, how do we now build solutions that actually addresses the society. That does not only makes us grow our innovation capacity, but also keeps the conversations going. Because we need to make sure that we shape the leadership that will take us into this fourth industrial revolution.
Okay, we should just see how many times that name was gonna pop up.
All right, yeah, and the issue of open source.
Yeah.
We need to make sure that we at least use these hackathons to help in building the true sense of Ubuntu.
Yeah.
Because it should be an intrinsic motive. We always highlight it on the show that Africa has a very low frequency, a very low rate, a very low in terms of the numbers of people who utilize platforms like GitHub to share their code and so forth. And hackathons sort of like allows us to have that sense of open source, also enabling open innovation. Obviously, geeks getting hired, that's the most important thing, because in the company that I represent, I hold many heads. I'm also the HR manager. I'm also the hiring manager. I'm also the what. But if you come for an interview and I've seen you at a hackathon, it makes it much easier. Yeah, and we had this hackathon at Vodacom World last year. There are people who are hired and working for companies, and they were actually discovered directly from these different the types of hackathons.
Yeah, so but basically for those who've never been to a hackathon, give it a try. Go to at least one hackathon, network, learn a new different skill. So we're open to taking your guys' questions. Use the hashtag GeeksConnect if you're on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, or you can drop it on the Facebook Live and we'll take the question. The first question I actually have to take is from Robin. She says, how do you stay up to date with all the tech events, hackathons happening? This is something that she's struggling with. Other people might also be struggling in terms of where do we find this invite? Where are these hackathons happening? And once the registration has closed, you find like there's a whole bunch of people like saying, guys, we didn't know about this. So where do people find this information?
Okay, so firstly, geekculture.com/hackathons. We have already put in some of the key hackathons in South Africa right now, but we'll be updating more. Obviously, under events as well, we also put in some of these hackathons. But then social media happens to be the major thing. You must be able to utilize social media in any way. You can just go to Twitter, for example, and just search hackathon. And then put in the keyword Joburg in there, or Cape Town, or Pretoria, just to give you a sense, because the people are posting about these things. And there's also something called Hackernest.
Yeah, Hackernest. So
you can
check out the Hackernest. So what they do is they find hackathons across the world, basically, and then they plug it there. But you can also look into Eventbrite. And Meetup. So with Eventbrite and Meetup, you can set a location to see what events, or you can even have a category, a focus area. Should it be tech or whatever it might be, you can set it up and say, okay, I'm looking for events around this particular areas. But if we come across an event from a geek culture point of view, we are able to share it on our platform.
And of course, on this show, we have what we call the Geek Guide.
Yes.
We've got the Geek Guide, which basically keep you informed in terms of what events are happening, what hackathons you can check out, what seminars, things that make the ecosystem stay alive.
Yeah, so if you do have something like that, give us a shout so we can put it out as well.
Misho, we suspended you on this show in 2016.
I'm well aware.
Yes, so stop talking too much. Ladies and gentlemen, we're just going to take a quick ad break. And we'll be back after this.
In your face, all over the place. We're online 24/7. 24/7. You're listening to the hottest internet station. Ran live. No doubt.
The Dramatic Talk with myself, Bongani Drama. Bringing you insightful conversations on the Convo Corner, your latest celebrity news on Dramatainment, and your latest fashion news on Stash and Fade.
This is Bongani.
And myself, Rose Rataha, bringing you your latest news and sports updates.
Every Wednesdays, 2 to 3 p.m. Only on www.brandlive.co.za.
Listening to brandlive.co.za.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Geeks Connect Show, connecting you live. We're broadcasting live in one of the boxes at 27 boxes.
It's
Doesn't get
literally
better than that.
a box, guys. It's literally a container and a very nice, comfy studio in here. And it allows us to connect with everybody, basically.
Yeah. Of course, we are chilling with Furu today. She's vendor, so we'll just call her Furu. Furu. What does that mean, by the way, for people who like Zulus like myself? Why do you guys call people war? Why do you start with a war? Let's address this issue.
Actually, it's respecting.
Okay.
When you say Botiani, it means that I'm bowing down to you.
Okay, all right. You must start calling me Botiani.
I don't expect that from me.
I know, you don't respect me.
You don't respect me.
No, you don't respect
Like
me.
you. Yes, let's move on. We're gonna come to this part, so I can tell you what Diani did in front of a very, very big audience. He gave me the mic, but it's fine.
Anyway, yeah. So on this show, we like to check out the health of innovation in South Africa.
Yes.
Checking out the technologies that are coming out there. And this week, on the edition of the weekly checkout, we're checking out a platform called Vuleka Mali.
Vuleka Mali, yes. Some of you might have heard with the talks on the budget speech and a whole bunch of stuff in there. But Stian will just tell us a little bit more about Vuleka Mali.
Yes, but let's start off with some good news. When people talk about South Africa, there's normally a bad image in there. I also saw this this article about the UK government warning the UK citizens that there's a rise in terror in South Africa. Those things do not represent us well. But at least sometimes we want to be on the list, want to be on the top 10 list. That's the most important thing. When they talk best education systems, South Africa must be on the top 10.
Yes.
That's ideally. When you talk best ICT programs in the world, South Africa, we desire to be on the top 10. But this time it actually happened. So there's this movement, the Global Open Budget Index.
Yeah.
There's also the International Open Data Index as well, of which South Africa was at number 42 last year. But the Open Budget Index, guess what? We are actually number one on the list.
We're number one on the list.
Wow.
In the world, we are number one. And that's something that can we get an upload for that, please? We're number one on the list.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what it is.
At least something
That's
positive.
what it is.
There's a lot of positive stuff. It's just a pity. Media is quick to grab all the negative things that's happening out there. So yeah, guys.
And they must leave my brothers alone.
Who are your brothers?
Them G's, man. Anyway, So in light of the Open Budget Index, South Africa finally has its own designated Open Budget portal.
Yes.
So it's a portal where you can just go and find budget information about all the different cities. And the nicer part is that this data is user friendly for people in the rural communities. I was talking to a friend yesterday, and he told me that, you know what, for this hackathon that is upcoming, you guys must also go and find the Nyawope guys and put them there at the hackathon. So that they can have new hope in life. Because, some people have given up on life because of various reasons. But information, knowledge is what can give people hope. I strongly believe so. That is what the South African Open Budget Portal is all about. Taking information on the hands of the people to understand what is the young municipality spending their money on. What is the provincial government spending the money on? What is the national government spending the money on? And where is this future going? And we actually did what we call an open data quest in 2016. We actually discovered that that actually the city of Tshwane, Pretoria, Misho, this is a second warning. Anyway, but what actually they discovered that Pretoria has more potholes than Johannesburg, based on the data that we received. But ladies and gentlemen, we are proud to tell you that the Vuleka Mali portal is now live, and you can go in there as an ordinary citizen, as a civilian. You can go in there and use the data. As a developer, you can also use the data as well in trying to understand budgets. And on top of that, we have a hackathon coming up on the 2nd until the 3rd of March.
Next weekend. We got the...
Next weekend?
Yes.
Yeah.
Next weekend, the National Treasury Budget Data Hackathon is happening. Joburg, Forty Simmons. I hope you guys registered. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be quite interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a whole topic now. Talk about the budget, what's going on within the budget. As Tiani mentioned now, there's a portal available where you can access all this different info. So yeah, let's play around with the technology. Let's play around with the data and create something really awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, so go check out vulekamali.gov.za. Vuleka Mali means open money. Open money. Yeah. Sfuni Mali. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah.
What? Utiano to Funimali, guys.
Akana mali.
Okay, let's not sing. We're gonna damage people's ears. So yeah, that's what's happening next weekend. The hackathon. There's a couple of things lined up as well from March going all the way, but we'll break them down to you guys as they happen. And if you are doing anything out there, please let us know. Send us a link, send us info so we can share it with the guys. Doesn't have to be Gauteng, could be anywhere, any parts of the country. Let us know so we can share it with people out there.
Yes. Follow you. I'm just getting distracted. Anyway, you're going to a hackathon today.
Yes.
Can you tell us a little about that? Oh, she doesn't have any information on it.
I don't actually have any information on it. I just know the venue and I'm supposed to be there.
Bloody millennials.
So there is a hackathon happening today, which Gold Code is involved in. It's mostly obviously attracting lots of young females, bringing it in the space. Now, my question to you, Furu, is how do you feel about what's happening in the tech space in terms of women? Are they playing a play? Are they playing their role? Are they being excluded? What more needs to be done just for us to see more young girls at these hackathons, at these workshops, getting the exposure, leading activities out there?
From my experience, I think they're playing their role. Because last week there was Women Up.
Yeah.
People that were there, they were actually entangling problems regarding our country. So what I can say, they're not being excluded. Even now, if you go to workplaces, when you are actually applying for a job, normally when they employ, they actually check even gender equality. So what I can advise ladies is that don't actually sit down. Wake up, do something each and every day. There's no way you're going to find opportunities when you're sitting down.
Yeah.
Other ladies are working out there. So that's what I can say.
Don't sit down. Other ladies are working out there. I mean, do you find it challenging being in this space where it's mainly male dominated? Or do you just can beat these guys?
No, it's a norm.
Yeah.
Now I'm actually working with guys and I'm just one lady in the office. So it's not challenging. You can do this.
All right. You heard, ladies. You can do this. So please don't hide. Find the community. There's a lot of young female communities out there that you guys can be part of. So it's very important to be involved. What are your skill sets? If you can just tell us.
Okay, I'm actually focused on HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and Arduino, and Python.
Yes.
Using the framework called Django. Yes.
So those are some of the things that she does. I love it.
You don't know what those things mean, do you?
I do. What do you mean?
Because I've been waiting for a simple HTML page from you since 2013, Misha.
You must check your inbox.
Hybo.
There's a link there.
Maybe
you see,
you
like you found my email of 2013. I'm pretty sure you're gonna find my email of my.
Oh yes, last week I actually responded to his email from 2013, but it was on something else. That's a world record, I think. That's a world record. Responding to an email like 6 years later.
And you're proud of yourself.
No, actually, like 5 years later. Of course, I'm proud of myself. Of course, I'm very proud of myself. You have to be proud of yourself.
Wow.
Tiani from G. Anyway, yeah, ladies and gentlemen, you're still tuned into the Geeks Connect show, where we connect you to innovation platforms, structures, tools, fellow geeks, your app users, your makers, and so forth. And we try to assess the health of the South African tech ecosystem and ask the question, are we getting there? Are we getting the hang of this fourth industrial revolution bubble? Yeah.
We're trying. But I think it's also important, before we even talk about such terms of 4.0 and whatnot, and let's get people doing stuff, I think we need to have an educational element around it. What is 4.0? What can you do with it? Because we don't want people just jumping, Jay. They must have a proper foundation, and that's something that we believe in from a geek culture point of view, that foundation is key. Because if you got the foundation, you can then go do stuff on your own without being carried and whatnot.
Okay, yeah. So a report that just came out, it's reported that the internet population has actually reached over 4 billion people. So over 4 billion people right now have access to the internet. Obviously, we still need to look at things like, are we setting the right digital skills? Are we on the right track and so forth? Yeah. But ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take an ad break, play a song, and then come back. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? The witty Tatterbots join myself, Carmen Murray, and my double trouble, Jessica McIndoe, with our big personalities, and we will present you with an insightful yet fun show. We will feature interviews with industry heavyweights and unpack everything from new technologies, marketing trends, and case studies to empower you to be ahead of the curve.
Brand Live.
Join us on this exciting journey every Tuesday morning at 10 o'clock and start a conversation on hashtag Witty Show. Hashtag WITEE Show. Thank you.
Alright. What's up, I got the ghetto to step going on. Alright, let's get it. What's it? Pega gaitu. Ufuna ukuswapa thenga gaitu. Ufuna ukudla pheka gaitu. Ufuna ukudrive deba gaitu. Pega gaitu. Ufuna ukuswapa thenga gaitu. Ufuna ukudla pheka gaitu. Ufuna ukudrive deba gaitu. Yeah, and everybody wanna do it twice. I told them I'm the treasure man, I brought it back to life. Pega gaitu. And everybody wanna know how I'm doing. I was less cooling. I told you do the remix. You told me that I'm clueless, and now I'm running up more than a blueprint. I do this, ain't giggling, call you stupid. I told you don't sleep, and now you saying sorry. I would've probably, and then I ended up doing something naughty. So now they wonder how I go. never lost. Bega bega gaitu, ufuna swipe tenga tenga gaitu, ufuna ukudla pheka pheka gaitu, ufuna driver deba deba gaitu. Bega bega gaitu, ufuna swipe tenga tenga gaitu, ufuna ukudla pheka pheka gaitu, ufuna driver deba deba gaitu. Gaitu 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 waza 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 booyah 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 ha Sabangena or what Bati rap like you got a chip on your shoulder hyper Bati Janku was a silence to these stoners and now I'm running like they said I couldn't get it hyper and now I'm killing my favorite you probably listening and now I'm dropping bomb bars what I'm feeling and why you feeling top shop I'm feeling top billing woo I should bubble on the beat then I tell him it's a 3-pointer you better shoot I only say pretty please if you really is I'm on my Q&A man you should eat your peas they ask me what's next I probably tap my knees you wanna ride next and I'm suffering on these hits like woo I should bubble on the beat then I tell him it's a 3-pointer you better shoot I only say pretty please if you really is I'm on my Q&A man you should eat your peas woo bega bega gaitu ufuna ukuswipe thenga thenga gaitu ufuna ukudla pheka pheka gaitu ufuna ukudrive deba deba gaitu bega bega gaitu ufuna ukuswipe thenga thenga gaitu ufuna ukudla pheka pheka gaitu ufuna ukudrive deba deba gaitu 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 Waza 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 booyah 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 ha Sabangena or what Bega bega gaitu ufuna swipe tenga tenga gaitu ufuna ukudla pheka pheka gaitu ufuna driver deba deba gaitu Bega bega gaitu ufuna swipe tenga tenga gaitu ufuna ukudla pheka pheka gaitu ufuna driver deba deba gaitu 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 gaitu
All right, welcome back.
You're still tuned into the Geeks
Sorry,
Connect
man.
show.
So we're listening to a song. What Pega Gai 2, Pega Gai 2. So basically, I think we need to release an album. We need to release a geek album.
Yeah, man.
It's just I just feel like South Africa is not ready for the geek album.
Yeah, we need to strengthify the geek monopoly capital, you know.
Yeah, we must drop like.
We must also send more geeks to Parliament because that's where it's at right now.
Yeah.
You see, yesterday Minister Kigaba was ready, was delivering the speech. That was professional. A lot of people were thinking that he did not read his speech. But did you see the two flowers in front of him? They're actually hiding what we call the teleprompters.
Sure.
That's Obama style as well. Obama used to do that, and a lot of presidents around the world are actually doing that as well. They've got these teleprompters that you know how newsreaders work.
Yeah.
They've got these screens with the news is just coming up like that. So that's what Gaba was using as well. The next elections after 2019, Sabangena, we need more geeks in Parliament. We need to make sure that the geeks are represented, you know. And I'm ready to become a geek freedom fighter.
Sure, geek freedom fighter.
We need trousers
and boots.
For me, we need to drop that album, to represent our people, our fellow geeks, a proper album. It's coming. Skinny, where you at? Gonna make it happen.
Yeah. So we'll not just be going through the Geek Digest.
Yeah.
The app ecosystem in South Africa.
Yeah.
What's your take on it?
I think it's basically, I'm seeing a lot of websites being turned into apps.
Okay.
So there's not too many new app-only ideas out there. Lots of them are, it's okay, so we've got a website, now let's turn our website into an app. So there's a lot of that. But there are some really guys who are doing well. Interesting enough, there's actually a huge demand of people who are app developers. But what I'm coming across and the feedback I'm getting is that there's actually not a lot of really good app developers. Those that are good are really expensive. Those that want apps developed for them think that an app is like 5,000 rand, 10,000 rand.
Oh, yeah.
So the ones that need apps are not aware of the costing. The ones that are building the app, some of them are not so skilled. Those that are skilled have got crazy prices. So maybe there's an opportunity of bridging that gap. Hopefully the likes of Code Tribe can come up with something to polish the skills out there.
Yeah, I saw an article 2 days ago. It read Uber-like app launches in South Africa.
Yeah, the After Robot one. What's your thoughts on that?
Quite an interesting headline and how the story was reported. Well, you and I know for sure that we have been close to the After Robot guys. We've seen them in the development and so forth. But truth is, After Robot has been in the space, in the space before Uber entered the South African market. Yeah, and it's quite interesting how they reported the story. But I'm just glad that the After Robot app is launching today. Ne?
Yeah, I saw some pics of the guys doing stuff on different taxi ranks. So for me, I'm just happy it's finally happening. I'm happy it's finally happening. The guys have gone through a lot in terms of building this app for commuters, for taxis, and from what they've been doing, it's meant to revolutionize the taxi industry.
One give you a seat in parliament if you are going to speak like that.
I will practice, Chief.
Okay.
Yeah, there's still time. Yeah, so it really sets a different tone, and really looking forward to seeing the adoption of the app within the users.
Yeah, of course, there are a couple of apps on the taxi industry right now as well. You've got apps like Taxi Math, the Taxi Locator. There's this one that S3 South Africa is powering. I think we featured it the other time here.
Which one?
I forgot the name of the app, but it's sort of like bring the social aspect in for commuters in a way. You know how people. I haven't been in a taxi in a long time, but
yes.
Shut up. But when people get into taxis, you don't talk to the person next to you. You don't talk to. You just mind your own business. So there's an app that aims to address those things, building social cohesion, making sure that people are communicating. Building a network around this. So, for example, if there's a taxi rank close by. So you can actually on the app use it to communicate with people who are in the taxi and ask them if the taxi is full, things like that. So it brings the social aspect behind and making sure that people are communicating and building the whole social network.
So for my other take on this is it's yes, let's solve problems using technology. Let's come up with apps used for solving these problems, but we must also understand. First, address the problem before you plug the technology. First, address the problem, understand what the problem is, instead of just saying, I want an app randomly, not understanding, will there be a take for the app? I mean, some people will be on I need an iOS app. And then you're like, who are you building for? And you realize the people that you're actually building for, majority of them don't even use iOS. So let's do a bit of market research. Let's also first solve the problem. So we can just use a tech as a way of just advancing the solving of the problem.
Oh, yes. We're speaking about hackathons earlier on. And one of the things that you get to see a lot is guys building apps or platforms for different municipalities or government-centered solutions. What we have seen the most is that a lot of people lack the the drive to first find out if this is what the people want, is this what the government is thinking.
Yes.
We always talk about the integrated development plan. So an integrated development plan is a plan that all the cities, all the municipalities all around the world, they use it as a 5-year guide for the sitting mayor or the sitting mayoral committee, and they use that to guide development in the city. So those documents, they are available online in the websites of the different municipalities, and you must be able to use those to help you guide if you are building a solution that seeks to address maybe smart citizenship in the city. What is the city take and thinking around that? Are you aligning with what the city is looking for?
Yeah, so solve real problems. But I think we also sometimes need exciting apps. I mean, the world has already got lots of problems. Let's have some fun as well. I mean, if someone come up with an app to see what's happening this weekend, where can I find, some sort of entertainment? So yes, let's solve those real issues, but also create cool things, man. Let's continue cool things, creating cool things, your games, local relevant games, obviously with thinking about the international audience as well. But let's just get making.
Yeah, I hope in 2018, the local gaming ecosystem actually find that strength, I think that the local gaming ecosystem has not been getting enough strength in terms of commercialization, in terms of the market uptake. So we need to make sure that we are supporting those solutions, and yeah.
Yeah, so do join. There's a couple of those platforms out there for those in the gaming space. I know one that stands out is Make Games SA, based in, I think they do activities in Joburg and Cape Town as well. From Cape Town, they do it from Bryanston. I think they meet every Tuesday or every first Tuesday or something like that. So yeah, just join the network and follow the right people. I mean, there's a lot of investment into gaming. Rage, there's a huge competition. I think some guys walk away with like $1 million for gaming. Someone was telling me that gaming is a serious sport. People make some serious cash from gaming. But let's look into how do we develop the games and also, just enjoy it as a nice sport as well.
Yeah, the Global Game Jam just took place recently.
Yeah.
Did it take place in South Africa? I didn't see.
Yes, it was in East London, if I'm correct.
Oh yes, there's the Nelson Mandela University.
Yes.
It used to be called called Nelson Mandela Metropolitan University, but now they've made it much easier. Nelson Mandela University. I know that they've got a strong gaming unit there. So Nelson Mandela University is one of the best game developing universities in South Africa.
I think it's one of the best tech universities in South Africa. People are sleeping on Nelson Mandela. There's lots of cool stuff. Those
people are sleeping on Nelson Mandela
University.
Okay. We must prepare you, Chief, for when we go to Parliament.
You see, I'm not made for Parliament, me. They will make me wear formal.
No. You don't have to wear formal. Just look at the EFF. They've managed to get away with it. Anyway, I remember very well. When was it? 2013. Your favorite app was called Foursquare. Do you remember that app?
There's no way I could forget. Like, I wanted to be like the leader in everywhere that I went.
Yeah. So before check-ins were popular now, check-ins used to be super cool.
They used to be super cool. Like, you would get points for checking in and they'd say you'd be the leader, or I forgot what the word they used. But if you constantly check in, you're known as this is your space. Everybody knows you're on the leaderboard. So I used to love that Foursquare platform, just for that, the whole gamification element of it. And it's what I think it's another thing about apps, It's, yes, don't let me just search for something and I'm done. Find a way of keeping me there. Find a way of keeping me involved. And parts of that is just gamifying it. What's some of your favorite apps that you like out there?
One of my favorite apps, I love playing games, so I love Ludo.
Ludo?
Yeah.
What's Ludo?
Ludo is a game app.
Okay.
What happens in Ludo? Like, what do you do?
It's just playing games. You can connect with other people.
Mm.
Yes.
Okay.
So if you have the game, if you have Ludo and I also have Ludo, we can battle.
Huh, interesting.
Yes.
So it brings that whole competition element to things.
All right.
Do you play games?
No, man, I don't. I'm not a player. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, here is your geek guide for the week.
All right, so your geek guide for the week. There's obviously the Transnet Hackathon happening today.
Yeah.
But obviously, if you haven't registered, you haven't registered. This coming weekend, there's the, what is it called? The Global
Legal Hackathon.
Global Legal Hackathon. So it's going to be happening globally, obviously, but from a South African point of view, it's happening at Tshimolohong in Braamfontein. So this coming weekend, it's happening. So if you want to hack, help solve, better journalists, access to information and all those type of things, this is the ideal hackathon for you coming up this coming weekend.
What are you up to, Furud, this weekend?
Oh, okay. This weekend from Saturday, I've kids training.
Okay,
that I have
training
to-
kids.
Yes. And then I'll be done from there.
Okay.
Maybe do some catch-ups with the projects that I'm having.
All right.
Yes.
Yeah, she's training kids. You're a rapper as well, yeah. Lil F.
Lil what?
Lil F.
Lil F.
No.
Is that your stage name?
It's a pity that he used to know, like he knew me before when I was still rapping. And
Okay,
then-
let's not go there. Anyway,
No, I'm no longer there.
yeah, let's not go there. And then obviously the National Treasury Hackathon is happening 2 to 3 March. If you're in Durban, there's a very exciting open data event on land and institutions. So they're looking at the land policy and the different things. So it's quite an interesting hackathon that's happening down there in Durban at Innovate Durban.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have been there before.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, so those are the events that are happening this coming weekend. If you guys know of anything else that we might have not mentioned, give us a shout. I went to the Data Science Academy
In Cape Town.
It's interesting. It's actually happening. So they're breeding new talent within the data science space, and I think there's 100 of them, if I'm correct, from different parts of the country. They're staying in Cape Town. They're based there. So that was really interesting to see. And looking forward to the output a year from now.
Yeah.
We got someone saying hello from Cape Town. What's up, man?
Yeah. Yeah. And obviously in March there are a lot of things. Campus activities. The Geek Culture Student Societies will be hosting their open campus meetups. There's one coming up actually in February now, on the 28th. They are doing a lot of things on various topics as well. There's also a campus hackathon that they'll be having.
So yeah, just a heads up, if you're based in Pretoria, look out for what's coming through at TUT. A couple of things are planned there with the cool GKSS students there. Some really cool stuff are planned for TUT from a technology point of view. So just keep an eye open for it.
Yes, and obviously we recognize the mega space at UP. They'll be doing a lot of things this year as well. So mega space at UP. Check that out. Startup Grind Pretoria.
Yeah, happened this past weekend. I mean, it's Tuesday.
Yeah, and then the next one will be on the 6th of March.
6th of March. And then I think next week you can catch the Joburg one. You can catch the Joburg one as well.
Yes, and there's something called Fest Tuesdays in Joburg. Johannesburg has something called Fest Thursdays.
Yeah.
It's quite an interesting thing. So all the bars, all the art galleries remain open all night. So
let's see.
Yes. Yeah, but Also, first Tuesdays here in Johannesburg will be happening 6 March, so be on the lookout for that.
Awesome. I think we done for today.
Yeah. Thank you for...
We'll definitely catch you guys next week, but let's just, before you can say your buys.
Bye-bye. Ndolibuesa.
Ndori what?
Ndolibua.
Yeah. Ndolebua.
What?
Ndolibua.
Ndolibua. Okay, yeah. Yeah, siyanibonga ukuthi nikhonile ukusilalela namhlanje. Yeah, siqedile manje.
Yeah, cancer tahlangana next eviki litako yesona.
Tot since.
Goodbye.
Harnessing the power of talk radio. Brandlive.co.za